On September 24, 2020, officers from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office were called to an apartment complex by Yagaunda Yogi Buschbaum to serve a warrant on her neighbor. By the time officers arrived, they found a man with 6 gunshot wounds clinging to life. He was rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery. With Buschbaum the prime suspect in the case, investigators bring her down to the station for a formal police interview.
Oh, man. It's just going to be a little bit longer, okay? How you feeling, though, otherwise? I know you're a little shook up, right? Like I said, the biggest, most important part here is I want you to tell me if you have any issues, any health concerns that might pop up. I just want you to try to stay as calm as possible. Unfortunately, I decided to use these really drab colors throughout this place, and the lighting's a little bit morose. So
I'm on medication for bipolar 1.
okay. So, like I said, just I want you just to try to be as calm as possible, and just I know it's easier said than done to say to relax after such a crazy night right now, but like I said, I'm just waiting on my partner to get here, and then we'll go ahead and get the whole story from you, okay? So, like I said, just important though, if you need us for any reason, please do not hesitate to ask, and we'll make sure everything's addressed that you need, okay? You sure you don't want no water?
No, I just have 2 bottles.
Okay, I was making sure. If you need to use the restroom as well, please ask, okay?
Okay, right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, just sit tight for us, and we'll be with you in a minute, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely, man. If you need more tissues, too, I'm not sure how many are in that box, because,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
we got a lot of crazy stuff that happens in this office.
Okay.
Oh, ma'am. All right.
Hi, ma'am. Investigator Timo.
I'm Investigator Alvarez. So, I know you've had a hell of a night. Right. Obviously, we have to talk to you about what happened, you know. So, especially in these type of situations because they're so serious. Before we start, though, okay, I have to read this to you. All right. This does not mean by any means you're a suspect. It doesn't mean that you're in trouble. Understand? Just because we had to bring you here because we have to have a statement from you. So I'm going to read this to you, okay? And if you have any questions, please ask. You have the right to remain
Please
silent.
read Yagaunda Buschbaum her Miranda rights.
You have the right to have a lawyer. Thank you, ma'am.
What's your name, ma'am?
Uganda?
Uganda?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Last-
Can I get you anything, Uganda? You want, something to drink? Anything?
I'm fine.
Okay.
How do you spell your last name?
Buschbaum, Buschbaum.
Where are you from? It's a unique name. Never heard of Yagaunda.
The name is South American, from Asheville, North Carolina.
Your kinfolk come from South America, you said?
I'm sorry.
You said your kinfolk come from South America?
No, my father was over there in the military.
Oh, okay. And it kind of gave you the heritage name and kind of passed it on. I like that, though. It's definitely different. What's a good date of birth for you, ma'am?
10/6/50.
10/6/50. Perfect. And where are you living at?
Pensacola, Florida, 32506. And it's called Myrtle Grove Villas.
Okay. And what's a good phone number for you? That's an 850 number?
That's my home connected to the internet. And then the cell phone is
Okay. So, obviously the circumstances of what happened tonight is what we're interested in. Let's go ahead and just start from the very, very beginning, okay?
Okay.
And like I said, every fine little detail, it's very important to us.
Okay.
So, let's start from...
Well, let's go back because this is a continuation from the other night, right? From what I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start the other night. I understand that you probably told Deputy Touchstone all of that. Let's go back, a couple days and start there with that night.
Okay.
On the 22nd?
They had the windows open and had the screen door, sliding glass door open. and I was in the bathroom, and I heard somebody, my nickname is Yogi, okay? And I knew it was a male voice, and I said, just a minute. And when I came out of the bathroom, he was in the apartment. He threw me back on the bed, that's where my bed is, right there. And held my hands back and put his mouth on mine, and he was pulling his pants from down. That's all I can remember. Yeah. My doorbell rang because I was expecting one of my friends to come over. And I couldn't scream. I couldn't do anything. So he left. Then my landlord came over, and that's when he called the police, the sheriff's department. And I was going to go today and get the restraining order because I called the other day and it was closed. So he had been harassing me. It wouldn't stop. It just wouldn't stop.
And what do you mean by harassing?
Sexual, how do you say,
Innuendos?
But then he tried to touch me one time.
Was this before or after the first incident on the 22nd?
I'm sorry, before.
Okay.
And he hadn't lived there that long, I don't know how long. And he was walking by my apartment and just trying to make conversation and asked me would I'd like to come over and have a beer on his porch with the light on. And I said, okay, but I can only stay for a few minutes. So we were sitting there just talking, and then he put his hand on my shoulder. And then he started going for my breast, and I jumped up. And I threw the beer bottle at him. It was...
When was that incident?
It was right after he moved in. I don't know. I didn't report it.
Okay. Do you think it was a month ago, a week ago?
Shortly after he had moved in. And I think we moved in, June or July. I don't know.
Okay.
But even after that, he would still make his presence known. And I had told him, I said, don't look at me, don't talk to me, no, don't come around me. So when the hurricane came, his apartment, the tree went in. And he came back Tuesday, and he was going to run me. And then tonight, I had gone out to the ship, to my storage room, and unlocked it and got a pair of scissors out to cut the rose bushes back. And I wasn't going to go back out because I knew not to go out there. I didn't know I hadn't locked that door. I didn't know it. But I went back on the front and I looked real close as it was getting dark. And I thought, that's him. That's him. It's got to be him. And when
Where was he at?
at the post where we do our mail, and then he came. I went in because I thought, okay. I went in, and then he opened it. He opened the door. I hadn't locked it. I had the gun. I had it.
Where did you keep your gun at inside the house?
Bedroom.
In the bedroom?
And I'd been having it with me, even if I went on the front porch and drank a cup of coffee or whatever. Because I didn't know. I didn't know. But the landlord said, don't go back on the back porch. And I just went out, just for a few minutes. And I was sure that I had locked it. But he came back. So before he could touch me, I just turned because my gun was on the bed, but it was covered. And I grabbed it because he was banging on the door at first. And I thought, what? And then the time, I don't know how everything happened, but he was there. He didn't come, but he was coming in because I had the blinds closed. And I thought, and I told him, I said, no. And I grabbed my weapon and I started shooting.
Where was he at exactly when you started shooting?
Huh? I'm sorry.
Where was he exactly when you started shooting?
On the concrete outside my door.
Okay.
But he had his hands back on the blinds. And so when he saw me, he was like, I don't know, I started crying, I don't know. I just thought, no more.
So when you say he was outside on the concrete,
He was coming in.
so had he already opened the door at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ever actually enter the house, or did he just stand in the doorway at that point?
I'm sorry, what?
Did he enter your apartment or house, or did he just stand in the doorway?
The first time he was already in the apartment when he came in. And this time he was knocking on the glass door. And then he tried it. I thought I had locked it. It was 5 minutes. It was just 5 minutes. And he opened it. I mean, the blinds were closed. And there he was. And I just...
Did you say anything to him whenever you had the firearm out?
I said, yeah, not again. Not again. That's all I said. I think that's what I said. I know I didn't say anything else.
What was his reaction?
Which time, I don't know.
I meant tonight.
When I'm not sure where I shot him first. I don't know. And I don't know. He was going backwards, and he was trying to get up, and I couldn't let him back up. I couldn't.
Did he say anything to you while he was standing at the door?
I knew he was there for it. And I think he said, no, Yogi. after I shot him. I don't know where I shot him first.
You said he fell?
Huh?
You said he fell?
I'm sorry.
You said he fell down?
And he kept trying to move. I just kept shooting. Because he wouldn't stop. It'd been happening since he got there. He just kept it up. And I told my landlord about the first occurrence. So he was aware of that. And then on the 22nd, I called my landlord and I just told him that we needed to talk whenever he came in the next morning. And it was just after hours done. And I thought, I don't know what to do. But I'd left a message that he tried to write me, and Craig came over. He said, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I mean, it's him against me. I didn't know. I mean, he didn't write me, but he was there for that. And
when you first started shooting, when he was at the doorway, and it's important because obviously, we weren't there, so we need to be able to paint a picture in our heads.
Uh-huh.
Had he, at this point, was he in the doorway?
No.
Was he inside the apartment?
No. He was right there at the edge of the
concrete on the outside?
Yeah, where the door frame slides.
And at this point, he had attempted to come in.
Yeah, he opened the door. He was spreading the blinds.
He had the little pull blinds.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Yagaunda.
Uh-huh.
What made you shoot? What were you feeling? What were you thinking?
In fear.
In fear?
He's going to do it again, but this time he was going to get away with it.
And by doing it again, you're talking about raping you, and he would get away with it this time, is what you're
Because I'd been calling the sheriff's department, and they told me to call the police department, and everybody had the warrant out, but they couldn't find him. I kept thinking, you can't find, what do you mean you can't find him? All I knew was to keep my weapon with me. I had no idea I didn't know. I kept trying to find out if he had been arrested yet, and they said they couldn't find him.
And we got 2 phone calls tonight.
Uh-huh.
One was from a anonymous caller saying that he was there. And then the second one, I believe, was probably from you, because I believe it came in and said that you called back and said that you had shot him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the first one you also? Did you call in
Uh-huh.
and let us know that he was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the lady told me, see, he was coming back. I said, he's here at the mailbox. And she said, stay inside. So I did. I went inside and I stayed.
Once you had shot, and you said he attempted to get up a few times and you didn't want him to get up.
Yeah.
At what point did you exit your apartment?
As soon as I got the gun and I shot him right there. And then I just kept shooting.
Did you shoot any time outside of your apartment, or did you just kind of follow out to see where he went?
No, I kept shooting. I kept shooting. I wanted him to stop. Stop. He wouldn't stop.
How far away from him do you think you were when you fired the first shot?
I don't know. I mean, I'm right there at the sliding glass door, and he's on the outside, but he's getting ready to come in. And by the time I grabbed the gun, I already had it, so I could reach it. And I shot.
Do you think he was this far away from you or further?
No, he's closer. He's right up to
Closer
me.
than this?
Yeah, he was right up to me. And I just kept shooting because he wouldn't go down.
When he ran off into the parking lot, were you continuing to shoot as you walked out?
I was shooting. I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't remember him saying my name. And that's all I remember. Why did they not find him? That's what I don't understand. Why?
Let me ask you this, ma'am. Had you and him been in any kind of relationship in the past?
No.
Okay.
No. He wanted that. He made that clear when I was sitting on the porch. Just
How often had you hung out with him? Just that one time?
that one time. And when he put his hands on me,
Did he live by himself?
yeah, he just moved in. He's separated from his wife, going through a divorce.
How long have you hung that firearm?
Since I was on guard at Gunpower,
Okay.
quite some time.
Were you armed security there?
Arm, yeah.
How long ago was that?
2004, because I had a supervisor who was a bully. I didn't know what a bully was. But I had 2 hours left on my shift. I was on the outside at that time. Normally, I'd work at the desk.
Mhm.
And something had happened that afternoon. It was raining, and the other guard went out and left his post. And he hollered at this older couple because they were parked up under that portico or whatever you call it. And they was going to that restaurant to the side. And they were elderly, and he was trying to help his wife out. And I could hear it, and he was saying, he was cussing at her, the other guard. And I watched, and I thought, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't treat people that way. Anyway, he came back in, and then my supervisor, I don't know where he was, but we were at the end of the desk, and I said something to the other guard, Mac. You shouldn't have talked to them that way. And he told me to shut my GD mouth. And my supervisor told me, he said, go back on patrol. And he knew what had happened. He was out there too. He heard, he saw, it was on camera.
Well, like I said, we'll kind of divert back, okay?
Do what?
We'll kind of divert back to where we were. And it's important to us too. Like I said, when you saw him, I'm going to go back to the incident where he's up by the sliding glass door.
Uh-huh.
All right. I know investigator Timo over here had already kind of hit that topic.
Uh-huh.
How exactly did you feel at that moment?
In fear.
You were in fear?
In fear. I mean, my God, I'm 70 years old. No. I'm not going back down that road. I'm not. No.
What were you in fear of?
Being right. I'd already been through it with my father. I wasn't going back. No one can know about my disability. It's bipolar. I know I'm bipolar. And I do everything by the book. I take my medication. This is not a bipolar moment because I am. I am stable.
We're not saying you're not stable. Like I said, we're just trying to understand the situation and how you felt.
I couldn't go there again. He'd already put me back there as a kid from the first time. And I knew I was going down. I was depressed and I had all my medicine and everything, and I thought, it'll be okay. They'll get it and it'll be okay. But the call never came in that they got him. How could they not have got him?
Yes, ma'am. After you had shot him, and right before deputies had arrived on scene, where were you standing?
Where's the standing?
Yes, ma'am.
I think part of our gate had gone down. And I don't know how far back. One of my neighbors, she had come out and I told her, I said, go away. Go away. I didn't know who it was at first, but it's her. And we don't get along. She hates my damn guts anyway. And I told her, I said, go away. But I'd already shot him all those times.
And from where you were at that point, up on that fence that's been knocked down, you didn't shoot any more rounds from that position?
And after I shot everything, then he was just crawling out.
Okay, so all the shots happened right there in front of your house.
In his yard, like between our yard and his yard. He was crawling towards his yard.
Okay.
He wouldn't. How many times can you come back? How many times?
Well, like I said, just do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and sit tight here for 1 second, okay? Would you need more tissues?
Yeah.
Let me go get you some more tissues, and I'll be back in just a moment.
Okay.
You sure you don't need any water? Let's go. First things first, do you mind raising your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm everything you told me is the absolute truth?
Yes.
It's important to us. I want you to know that, given the circumstances of what's going on, understand that you're well within your right here to defend yourself, okay? It's important to us tonight is that we're able to get you to move forward from this, okay? First things first with that is, do you have any family here? Do you have any good close friends?
Yeah.
Do they live near you?
No. I have a girlfriend named Joy. She lives, I think, Bloodworth Lane or something like that.
Joy, Do you know her phone number by heart?
266 3390.
And the reason why is because this has obviously been a very, very crazy night for you. And I'd feel a lot more comfortable with myself is that we can get with her and maybe you guys can, meet up here. Maybe you can stay there with her. Or she can, you guys spend some bonding time together.
She knows.
Does she know already?
Yeah, but she doesn't know about tonight.
Okay.
We were going to go Monday.
To the courthouse?
Yeah. And today I hadn't slept. I just wanted some sleep.
I understand. Like I said, we're not condemning you at all in this situation. You understand the reason you're in here is because we have to paint a picture. And the situation for us is we come out here and we don't know a lot. We know what happened on the 22nd, but we don't know what happened tonight. So that's why it was important for you to come down here and speak to us. That way we can paint a picture for other individuals who look at this and want to know what happened. So it has to make sense for us, has to make sense for other people too. So, and I really do appreciate you being so forthcoming and, like I said, helping us with that.
Why? Why couldn't they find him?
Well, unfortunately, with a lot of the hurricane stuff, it's displaced a lot of things. And the situations are, we have other calls of service. We have situations where, we're assisting with hurricane relief. And then we also have the fact that, individuals aren't always home. They might be out and wandering. So, and we have a tremendous amount of warrants throughout the county, you can imagine. So it's not that we didn't have a priority for it, it's just it's difficult for us to be able to use our manpower through such a bad time right now. So, like I said, given the circumstances though, like even tonight, you were told, we're always tied up in a lot of other stuff happening as well. But just go ahead and sit tight for me a little bit longer. I'm going to call Joy and see if she can come get you some time. That way you have somebody to be with tonight, okay?
I think sometimes I get her phone number turned around a little bit. Her last name is, her husband died.
Let me try calling her and see first. That's not that he gave me. If she answers, I'm going to step out for a second. Does that sound like her?
Leave your name and number and a brief message, and I'll get back to you.
I'm going to try calling her a few times here. I'll be back one moment, okay?
Can I get some more tissues?
Yes, ma'am. Let me get you some. Hello? You want to grab that box for me? I'm sorry. All right, go Joy. Call me, man.
I'm sorry?
You're good to go. I'm going to take you back home, okay? I tried calling Joy, but you didn't answer. So maybe when you get home, you can call her from your phone, and maybe she'll see you pop up. Because I think she's avoiding me, because she probably thinks I'm like some spam caller at 9:10.
Days after the shooting, Yagaunda Buschbaum's neighbor is finally stable enough for police to question him. He claims that Buschbaum had lied about him assaulting her. According to him, she had developed romantic feelings for him and had become obsessive, almost stalkerish. Other neighbors confirm that Buschbaum seemed to be the aggressor. The man insists that Buschbaum had tried to kiss him, becoming furious when he rejected her. She'd then lured him to her apartment's back door under the guise of wanting to give a gift. When the neighbor got close, Buschbaum shot him. As he tried to escape, she pursued him, shooting him 5 more times while he begged her to stop. With Buschbaum's story crumbling, detectives bring her in for another round of questioning.
Miss Buschbaum. Sorry about that wait.
You are investigating Alvarez?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're absolutely good. I know that you run into a lot of people during that situation.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But, well, no, I can't remember, but I can.
Well, so the reason we're here today, too, initially, obviously you reached out to me over the phone.
Yeah.
And I guess you said you had some stuff to change or add to your statement initially. Mm-hmm. So, what we always like to say is because the doors are locked here at the sheriff's office, we have to escort you out. That at any given time, you're free to leave.
Okay.
If you want to leave, just inform us, and we'll promptly get you out.
Okay.
That you're here on your own will, correct?
Okay.
Is that correct?
Right.
Perfect. And so I just like to stress that enough. But like I said, there are doors that lock here and require our access to get through.
Right.
So at any time you say, hey, I want to go back home,
Okay.
We just swipe you out, walk you out, and we'll get you a ride back to your home. Okay.
Okay.
So what we have, let's go ahead and, since this has been a very long, convoluted case and everything else, first things first is you had reached out, like I said, over the phone to me.
Uh-huh.
And I know you had left me a voicemail about wanting to add to or retract something from your statement.
I got 2 statements incorrectly.
Okay.
And
I'll be taking notes as we go, just 'cause my memory's not that great.
Well, it's scribbly what I had down, but I remember now from what I told you and what I told Officer Touchstone,
Yes, ma'am.
and it only made common sense after I just thinking. Yes, he did hold me down with one hand. He held both my arms down with his left hand. But his right hand was not over my mouth. It was his mouth on mine. Because he had his right hand free to try to get my shorts off.
Yes, ma'am.
I told you the right hand was over my mouth. It's not right. It couldn't have been, because I remember him trying to get my jeans off, my shorts. So what I told you was...
Would have been opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Secondly, when I said it, Joy, my dear, dear friend, had rang the doorbell. I had just got off the phone with Joy. We had talked to the neighbor.
So this investigator came out from the other night.
The other night.
He was in the room whenever the first
night of the
meeting.
incident.
I can't remember. Joy had talked to me for 45 minutes to an hour, and she knew about the touching on the shoulder. And then when I called her Tuesday, 22nd,
Yes.
and we talked at length. And she said, my nickname is Yogi, so she said, Yogi, you have to report this. You have to. And I said, I wouldn't say one way or the other. And yes, I waited. Because all I could think of was that turmoil. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Turmoil. And I thought, I'm just now trying to get my life back together. I didn't want another he said, she said conversation, like with a supervisor or something like that. I didn't want it. She called me back. She said, Yogi, do it. And she said, I can't do it for you. I said, Joy, I'm thinking. This is around, I don't know what time Officer touched, yeah, I don't know what time she came out. You remember?
I believe we want to say around maybe 8, 9 o'clock.
Okay. So I had, because the incident had occurred, and then I called Joy, so we had been on the phone 7 or 7:30 when we
Okay.
were talking. So, in my mind's eye, if that's the right word, and I told it, also touched on the same thing, that it was Joy. I told you it was Joy, but it wasn't Joy. I said, The reason I know I would have said that was because Joy would have saved me. She would have saved me.
Okay.
She has the key to my apartment. She would know if I didn't answer that door, and then we'd already talked about it. Then, I could be ill or whatever.
Or, yeah, it could be an emergency.
Yeah. And so I called her back the other day, and I said, Joy, it wasn't you. You didn't come over, right? She said, no, honey. She said, you remember us talking the day before? And I said, no. Yes, we talked the night up, right? Yes, we did talk then also. But the incident had not occurred. No. I got so darn confused. I know we had to talk at least 2 times that evening.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the night up. So the reason I would have said Joy, because she could have saved me. And she would have. But it was a neighbor. I don't know who it was, but a neighbor rang the doorbell. I told Joy, I said, God forgive me. God forgive me, Joy. I did not mean to say her name. But to me it made sense.
No, absolutely.
I thought it was. Because she does come over and shut my computer out for me and everything. And we are close friends. In my mind's eye, it was Joy.
Do you happen to ever find out who it was?
No, I have no recollection.
Is it common out there where you live for people to ring the doorbell at that time in the afternoon?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Who would have been, like, what other friends do you have there in the apartment complex?
2.
Who are those?
One is named Barry.
And who's the other one?
This is terrible, because I really don't remember Sherry's last name. It was Sherry.
That's fine. I just wrote down Sherry. Do Barry and Sherry, do they come over there quite often?
Yeah, sometimes, like Sherry's out walking her dog, or Barry is what do you call it? Somebody, when you drive a big truck?
Truck driver?
Yeah. So, normally he'll talk to me or Sherry, call us, or we call him. And, because normally he'll be here like on a Thursday. He doesn't have a very long stay here. But I knew him prior to.
Mm-hmm.
And I, of course, known Sherry prior to. And those are the only 2. And I was blessed. You know when you're blessed. And so, if it wasn't one of them, it just could have been a neighbor. There's one lady there that sort of gets confused a little bit. But she loves me, and she'll knock on my door, ring the doorbell.
Who would that be?
Judith. I don't know what her last name is.
That's fine. I can just get her first name.
I mean, she's very sweet.
So, basically you were just saying that you initially thought it was Joy.
Yeah.
You had hit the doorbell, which kind of interrupted this, the incident.
Does that make sense?
It does. And that the only other thing that you were talking about was on the, you were just talking about how he was holding you down on the 72nd.
Yeah, because it couldn't have been his hand. I mean, his hand over my mouth. It doesn't even make common sense. And so...
Okay. Well, what we're going to do here, just because of how, the first night we spoke to you, it was obviously a very traumatic incident for you. And obviously you're, a lot going through your head. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and start from the very beginning. And we're going to start on probably from the moment that David first moved in. Okay?
Okay.
And how your guys' relationship started, how you guys talked, in all those incidents. And I remember you specifically bringing up an incident about you throwing a beer bottle.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and start with like right when he moved in?
Okay. When he first moved in, I wasn't paying any attention to anybody who was even moving in. I was on my front porch taking care of the plants. I didn't know who it was, but he stopped and introduced himself. I remember that. And I was okay. But I'm like that because if I don't know you, I'm certainly not going to just come up to you and say, I'm so-and-so. No, it's sort of stupid. And, yes, of course, everybody appears nice. Everybody puts on an image, another face whenever they're
So what was your, like I said, the first, any type of contact you had? What was demeanor? Was he nice? Was he a gentleman-like?
Yeah. I do recall he showed me his furniture. I looked up, now I do remember. He asked me to see his furniture. The door was left open. I just walked in. And he just bought it. Just everything black and white in there. I just made the comment. I didn't go any further. It looked good. It was pretty. Not really, but so I left, and then when he invited me over after that to sit on his front porch, little porch light was on. If I wanted to have a beer, and I said, if I'm going to drink a beer, it's non-alcoholic. And if I should have a real beer, I would only drink like half of it.
Okay.
And so I brought my own beer. And his was a real pretty can, the long one, ultra kind. So we were just talking, trying to get to know each other, or whatever you want to say it was. And it had to be within 10 minutes. I knew his arm was extended on the back of the swing. It's a swing. I didn't think anything about that, But then, and it happened quickly. He got this grip in this shoulder. He reached with his right arm, and he started doing this on my shoulder. Now, I'm getting ready to get it out of my mouth. Not a very pleasant word. At that time, I had a tank top on, probably like I had the other night. And but this time his hand is halfway down, the loose material. Yeah, I'm sure I said the opposite too. And I got up as fast as I could, and mine was a glass bottle. I don't know where it went. All I know is I threw it. And I threw it towards him. And I called him some choice words. And kept doing the sexual innuendos.
What do you mean by sexual innuendos? Do you have any examples?
Walking by and making comments sort of like I didn't know what I was missing. And I know I could please you. It was the sickest thing to ever say. And give it a while, then you'll be asking me to come over. I mean, it just...
And was this spread out over time, or was this all like one day?
No, it just was spread out. I wasn't always out there on the front porch. And for the most part, that time of day the sun was coming down the back, I would go to the back, or just inside my apartment. You know, it was nice outside. So then I thought, wait a minute, this is my apartment. This is my home. So when he would walk by, I'd just look the other way and not say anything. Why would I want to say anything? And for every time he did make a comment, I said, I'm warning you. I think I said that. But it was just sexual. Anyway.
Did you ever go to the property manager or anything about his harassment, his
Yes.
comments towards you,
Yes.
his sexual innuendos?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. And Craig took it very seriously. So,
And you said this harassment kind of went on for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Did it go all the way up until the moment on the incident on the 25th?
no, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd already, when Hurricane Sally came, he had to move out like, really, I guess, probably the next morning for that. I'm sure you saw the tree.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Went through his front door.
So, I don't know how much. I think that the bedrooms you can get into and retrieve stuff. That's all I know. I think the kitchen is totally demolished. So, I don't remember what day Sally occurred. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what time he would have left or whatever. I didn't even hear the tree. But,
Well, let me ask you, okay? Because going back here, when obviously this incident happened on the 22nd, that's going to be something we really need to hit on. You know, all the details on that.
Okay.
All right. So, you obviously had a history where you said that when you first moved in, you know, you didn't introduce yourself, he introduced himself to you.
right.
And then I guess he let you, you know, want you to come look at his furniture. You said you walked in through the door, and you said later on, was it, I'm not sure, same night or, you know, shortly thereafter, you said that you had beers with him.
Right.
And when you guys were on the swing and all that, he attempted to make a motion or make a sexual advance towards you, at which point then you took it negatively and threw a beer bottle at him. When he made that advance to you when you were sitting on the swing, how did you throw the beer bottle? Because you can understand perspectively.
Right.
You're sitting on a swing with an individual.
I got up and was walking toward the screen to get out front door, and I had the bottle in my right hand. So I put up in front of it with the right hand. I didn't know where I was aiming, but I was throwing it.
Were y'all sitting beside each other on the swing?
Yeah, but not close up. You know, it's a
Okay.
pretty big size swing
Was he on your left or on your right?
on my left.
So
And I
he,
was- and
so he was on. If I'm you, he's sitting right here to the left of me.
okay, I'm sitting here, he's sitting there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Because he had his right arm just, you know, behind the part of the porch. It wasn't on the, you know, that rim of the bench.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
But it wasn't around your shoulder. It wasn't all the way around you. It was just, so you would be sitting like right here.
Yeah, pretty,
right beside, okay.
Pretty close to
so
me.
His hand was between his body and your body.
Well, I wasn't aware of it. Yeah, I guess I never really. Well, he had his arm the whole time on the back, but it wasn't touching me. So.
Okay.
I wasn't concerned about that.
And other than this incident on the swing, had he ever touched you any other way? Had he tried to touch you? Or you said he made sexual innuendos and harassed you sexually, but had he made any other attempts to touch you or anything like that?
Can I remember? I believe there were.
You can't remember those incidents, though?
What was it? He hugged me. I remember that. But then...
What's the time frame on the hug? Was it right after he moved in, before he massaged your shoulder, after you threw a beer bottle at him? What was the time frame on that?
Oh, God. This had to have been, it had to have been before. It was before the porch incident. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it was, because the porch incident ended everything. I remember him. You know, it's like, let me give you a hug.
Mm-hmm. You said this was before the porch incident?
Yeah.
How did you react to that?
And I thought, you gotta be crazy, but yeah, I made a bad judgment call on that one.
Well,
I mean, I let him hug me. I know that. But I didn't think it was, you know, really past my space. And he said, and the reason he hugged me, because I was saying something about, you know, you have to watch whatever you say around here, because it spreads like wildfire. It's just, you know, things like that in general. And that's when he says, sounds like you need a hug. Well, yeah, I didn't see any. No, there was harm in that, and I should have known that. That should have been a signal right then.
what about any other incidents?
He never came into my apartment except for that night of. I knew he had a guitar, too. I think 3, 4. And he asked me, but I'd like to hear him play the guitar. I said, yeah, let's, you know, bring it in here and play it. I wasn't going to sit down
And where's here?
in the living room,
In his apartment or your apartment?
his apartment.
Okay.
But the door is open. You know, as long as that door stayed open, and I told him, I said, don't close the door. And he didn't.
Now, is this the same day that you went over to see the furniture?
No. I don't think so. No. No. No, maybe. Excuse me. Yeah, it was. It was the same day.
Okay.
Now, the day that he invited you over to look at the furniture,
Mhm.
and if it was the same day that he played the guitar, you were wanting to show you the guitar, and he said as long as the door is open, is this, just so we have for the timeline purposes, the same exact night that you guys had the incident on the swing?
No, this was another night.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. Oh, God. The first one was first. The swing thing came like one night after.
Okay.
I know what it was. And but and there was a time, God forbid my memory.
Let me ask you this too, and just because I'm curious, because obviously, you know, all the details are important to us and trying to get a timeline. You take medications, correct?
Yeah.
And when you made a statement about non-alcoholic beers and having only a small amount of beer,
Yeah.
you said that night you brought your own beer over.
Yeah.
Now, with the medications you take, is that the reason why you drink so little beer?
Yeah, and especially if I am really going to drink a beer, it's non-alcoholic.
And does it affect your medication, though?
The non-alcoholic?
No, the alcoholic ones.
No, because I don't want to. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
No, because I usually will not even drink a whole beer. And I'll sip on maybe like half. But no more. If I did drink a whole bottle, it would be once a week or something like that.
Okay, but then that wouldn't affect your memory, though, at all, because we're just trying to, you know, obviously pinpoint exact days and exact times.
Exactly.
So, is there a reason why you drink non-alcoholic beers versus regular beers?
Because of my medication.
Okay, and what does that affect, though, to you?
I don't know, really, because I just decided to go to the non-alcoholic beer because of the medications. Of course, you don't want to mix medications and beer together or any kind of
Yes, ma'am.
drink. And yes, I've had some beers, you know, but my God, they were like spaced out. You know, I may have had, I bought beer from my refrigerator. If I decided I wanted beer, I may have, sometimes I'll have every night a beer. But it's a long process just drinking. I can gulp the darn thing down. I don't feel anything. It's not like you're getting drunk and getting a buzz or anything.
No, I understand that. But have you had any adverse effects from drinking alcohol with your medication?
No. Adverse reactions to medication? Yeah. You know,
How so?
like, say my primary doctor, and bless his heart, he knows all the medicine, all my, he knows the bipolar thing. He knows me very well, but with my tremors, take for instance, I can't even talk.
Instance.
I really can't talk through. What he prescribes versus what my neurologist prescribed. It's two different medicines.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, his is like a placebo. I know what that means. I mean, it was just, I read all the details about it because I always researched my medications. And I mean, it wasn't helping. I mean, one little baby 50 milligram, it just wasn't the right kind of medicine.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
didn't have any adverse reactions to it, but it just wasn't working. And the tremors, yes, they got worse.
How many medications do you take? Quite a few.
Mhm.
And are most of these are they psychological medications? Are they also for tremors and like what do you take your medications for other than
Okay.
tremors?
The tremors are why is why I have my neurologist. And I went to him several years back at one time, and then when recently he had relocated from where he used to be, and then he's on airport.
Well, that's fine. Like I said, if it'd be
Yeah.
easier just so we don't go off on tangents.
Yeah.
Just so that if you're able to list down what medications you take,
Okay.
you might not know them by name, but what you use
Yeah,
it for.
I know him by name. Okay. Let's see. Sertraline,
What's that for?
depression, and any kind of mood swings.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the next one?
Huh? Yeah.
The next medicine?
Lamictal. Lamictal was truly the one medication. It's like it was not a new medication on the market
What's it used for, though?
to take the manic out of being bipolar.
Okay. And what's your next medication?
Let's see, what was that first? First one was what?
You said for depression.
What was the first one?
For depression?
Yeah.
And then the second one's for the manic.
A lot, for the most part. Let's see, a sertraline. Then I have Buspar. That's for my anxiety. And then I have Librium, opioid, for my anxiety also. But they're split up.
Mhm.
Used to be just all Librium and opioid. Ambien is my opioid. That's the only two opioids I have. Okay, so then I know all the names. Sertraline, Lamictal, Zoloft. And these are all going together with depression and
Anxiety,
yeah,
and then with bipolar disorder.
right.
Okay.
And they work wonderful as long as unless you have somebody else, and a new doctor.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm gonna take y'all off this medicine. But I went on the medication on Lamictal, and it's at Leakfield. I was seeing Dr. Samantha. She was my psychiatrist then. But then she had an assistant, and he was wonderful. I mean, he could.
Yes, ma'am. Let me ask you a quick question before we go and divert off too much. And not that I'm not interested in what you have to
No,
say,
no.
just because we have to hit key
I go off
points.
like
Oh,
that.
no, you're absolutely good. Like I said, we all do that and all. You said you took Ambien. What time do you usually go to bed?
Oh God, probably not until probably 11 o'clock.
Okay, so you go to bed late at night?
Yeah.
And when do you usually take your Ambien?
You're right.
When do you usually take your Ambien? An hour before, 30 minutes before?
Probably like 30 minutes before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you usually fall right asleep?
I'll read a book. I love to read in bed. Or I was able to read in bed. And usually it comes on pretty fast.
Okay.
And I get a good night's rest.
Have you had any adverse effects from your Ambien before in the past? with memory loss or something like that?
With Ambien?
Yes, ma'am.
Ambien CR.
What's
That was bad. It's bad. It's bad. I took this is when I was with my partner, my glasses, and I had twisted them. I didn't know it. Ron got it one night and I was at the front door. I didn't know that.
Sounds like it's been a while since you took it, though. When was the last time you took the Ambien CR?
Oh God, that was years back. I only took that. Oh God, only 2 nights maybe.
No, you haven't had any bad problems with Ambien, regular Ambien?
Not the regular no, not my usual 5 milligram Ambien. Just, God's sakes, no Ambien CR. When they first came out with that was supposed to be fantastic.
Okay.
It will kill you.
Well, so moving past all the medications here, so I'm just trying to get an idea
Okay.
because, like I said, the biggest part for us is trying to fill those spots because we're trying to build the most accurate timeline from moving in, incidents occurring, the continued sexual harassment, and then that led up to what's really important to us is what happened on September 22nd. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning of the day all the way through for this. That's the incident when he ended up in your apartment.
On the 22nd.
Yes, ma'am. So from the morning, what you can remember, all the way until after that, when that incident occurred?
My morning was fine, you know. He wasn't there because I'm in his vehicle right where you guys parked this morning. No, I can't be worried. Is that number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
You say this? Yeah, because they have a privacy fence up. And you really can't see the vehicles over there. But I could hear his door close if I was out listening. I wasn't listening, but you could hear it. Mine you can definitely hear. Okay, but no, my day was fine.
Did you that morning?
No.
Okay.
No, I never saw him in the mornings. And I had a regular day, you know. And overall, I'm happy, you know. And that afternoon, yeah, it was after Sally, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't out in the front. I wasn't out in the back. It was inside my apartment. I don't know if he went over to the mailbox or if it was just retrieving things from his apartment. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see him. I didn't hear anything. I was in the ladies' room, in the bathroom. I was washing my hands, so the water faucet was on. So I didn't hear the screen door sliding back. But I thought, I did hear something. I did. So that's when you know how close my bedroom is to the bathroom. And he was at where my dresser is, okay? He's like right in the middle or closer up towards me. And that is when it took place. Lay me back. Well, no, he didn't lay me. He threw me.
Well, before we go
Okay.
super into it, I need to know every little detail.
Okay.
So you walk out of the bathroom because you thought that maybe you heard something.
Yeah.
And
So
every little detail.
Okay. So I walked into my bedroom. And it was him.
And who's him?
he already had his pants down. He was already exposed. And it happened fast. That's when I was thrown back on the bed, wham with left arm. He was holding both arms. Of course no, I got that wrong. See, no, it was. He did both arms because he had his mouth on mine, but I told you the wrong way.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I know how it happened. So anyway, the doorbell rang. That was really my saving grace.
Well, again, other than the doorbell,
Okay.
again, we got to go over specifics.
Okay.
When you walk into your bedroom from the bathroom and you see him standing, you said he already had his pants off?
Yeah.
And he was already exposed in his
But he
Was he flaccid? Was he erect?
Was he what?
Was he flaccid or erect?
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
No.
Okay. At that point when you see him standing there, exposed, why didn't you turn?
I was attempting to turn,
Okay.
but he grabbed me. I mean, that's how close the proximity is. No, I'd already turned around to leave.
Had he said anything to you prior to grabbing you?
No. No. I didn't even know he was here. And I'm a sliding glass screen. He doesn't lock.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
When he put you down on the bed,
Mhm.
was he applying a lot of force? Enough where you couldn't get up?
Yeah.
Did it hurt you at all?
No. Well, outside holding my wrist down. That's all.
Okay. He didn't say anything to you when he was holding you down?
Not that I remember. I don't recall anything.
You said it made your wrist hurt?
Yeah, but they're little anyway. I mean, he had a strong hold. I mean, he's seen him. He is not, strong.
Do you remember what he was wearing that day?
What he was wearing,
What he was wearing that night, I should say.
what I was wearing,
It was.
I don't know. I know it was pants. Pants. That's all I remember.
He was wearing pants?
Yeah.
Did he have a shirt on?
Yeah.
And you remember what the pants looked like?
Usually, he always wore beige to work.
You think he was wearing beige pants when you first saw him when you went in the room?
Yeah. I know they were beige because that's what he always would wear.
Okay. And so he's wearing beige pants when you see him. At which point does he take his pants off?
Those were already down.
Okay. So they were already down around his ankles,
Yeah.
knees, were they already
I guess
completely off?
almost to his ankles, yeah.
Okay, and you cannot recall whether or not if he was, his penis was erect or not?
I don't know.
Okay. And so after holding you down,
Mhm.
he's grabbing you by the wrist, and he's putting his mouth on yours,
Exactly.
and were you able to scream, yell for help?
Yeah. No. And that was the reason for him to have his mouth on me. So he could use the right hand to try to pull my shorts off.
Okay.
I know that was the way it was done. I know. It wasn't the other way around.
So while this is all happening,
Hmm.
you said you hear a doorbell ring.
Yeah, the doorbell did ring. And that's when he still had me on the bed, holding me. And he jumped up. And in my mind's eye, it was joy. Joy does not come over the time of afternoon. But the doorbell rang. And whoever it was saved me.
When the doorbell rang and he jumped up, what happened at that point?
He left.
Which way did he leave?
I don't know. I don't know. Which way did he leave?
Yes, ma'am.
About the same way he came in.
Which would be?
The back door.
Okay.
The back screen. Yeah.
Did he leave the door open? Did he close it?
He left it open.
And where did he go from there?
What did I do?
Where did he go from there?
I don't know.
And after he had left through the back sliding door and left it open, what did you do?
I closed my glass door and locked it and pulled the shades. And I didn't call anybody. I mean, it's what, 6 maybe?
You said it's about 6?
Yeah. Of course, Craig had already gone home, but I had his emergency number. I was not going to report it.
Why weren't you going to report it?
Because it's turmoil. I don't need turmoil. I mean, it's like somebody walks up to you and they say, God, your hair looks like crap, or, whatever. That's minor. I didn't want any of this he said, she said. I didn't want to go through that kind of crap. I didn't want any more confrontations in my life.
Have you had any other confrontations involving law enforcement in the past?
No, never. They did come out when my son, I did put an injunction on my son.
What was that about?
It was sad, really. He lived in Atlanta, but we had our own place prior to, after. Robbie never laid a hand on me. Never. And he wouldn't. Now the shotgun, this godfather in Panama City, where we came from, he's a Tyndall. He bought the shotgun for Robbie because he would take him out to the gun range. Robbie was just a kid then, Skip me had met him when he was maybe 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so anywhere he went, he took Robbie with him. I didn't know he had a fascination with guns, but Skip had put a lock on the gun. And one of my cousins in North Carolina, where I lived there, was visiting there one time, they had a sawmill, beautiful gun rack.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I thought they ever.
Well, what happened, specifically between your son and what caused law enforcement to come out there?
Because he came in from Atlanta. He called. Oh, shit. Didn't want to come over. I said, no. Ron was sleeping. I said, no. And what was the strange thing, he was calling me mother. He never calls me mother. He said, Mother, I just want to talk just for a few minutes. I said, Robbie, no. You're supposed to be in Atlanta. Let's relive with Brian. I said, we do not get along. We've been down this road millions of times. And
I'm assuming he showed up anyways.
Yeah.
And what happened when he showed up?
Just talking, I don't know, Robbie was never on drugs. I mean, maybe a little bit at the time, maybe pot, but he was incoherent, really. He had somebody in the car, but he wasn't making any sense. Whatever he was talking about. And he kept calling me mother.
And what did that cause? What happened? Like, I need to know
He
specifically
wouldn't
why.
stop. I said, Robbie, just leave, okay? I said, if you're here to aggravate me, don't. I had to get up and I had to go to work. But he was like how he would pester, you know. He knew which button on me to push and aggravate me. And he wouldn't listen to me. I said, Robbie, you need to leave. I'm not going to tell you anymore. And he said, no, I don't have to leave. He said, Mother, you want me to stay? Make a long story short, he kept mouthing off. Yes. I had never aimed my gun at anybody. But the gun was within reach of me. And no, I was not going to shoot my son. Did I aim it at him? Yes, I did. Did I tell him to get off my porch? Yes, I did. Did he? Yes, he did.
Who contacted law enforcement?
He did. He called law enforcement on me for pulling a weapon on him. He said, and also she's a bipolar bitch. I'm sorry, that's what he said. You know, Robbie enjoyed things like that. What he wanted, and which he did see. I mean, I just actually came out there. I don't even know if I had a pair of panties on, but I did go out there. And yes, I raised my arms. All these bright lights, yes, I need that. And see, Ron's still sleeping. I wasn't going to wake the man up. To me, it was, well, yeah, when the police showed up, but not as many as they were, but yeah, it wasn't funny then. But yeah, it was. I don't know if he was in his car. I would have thought, I guess so. They were not in a patrol car because he came out and he walked in front of the yard. And what he was looking to see was if I was handcuffed.
Well, again, like I said, generally I don't want to go dwelling too much because that was all in the past there. But I just wanted to know because you said about turmoil. And did that incident that night or day, wherever it was,
Yeah, no.
did that affect your reasoning of not wanting to contact law enforcement?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it did. Because I didn't want him to go to jail or anything. He did not physically harm me. Robbie had never touched me.
Well, let's move past Robbie now, though. Let's move back to
Okay.
So you have a situation where you're saying that obviously Robbie never harmed you.
No.
And obviously it's your kinfolk. Okay? It's your son.
Yeah.
Why was the circumstance different? Like, obviously, I mean, the same. You didn't want to contact law enforcement. You can see from our perspective,
Yeah.
It's a little odd, especially with such a traumatic incident.
Right. I'm not the one that called. You talking about Robbie?
No, I'm talking about, I was just forgetting about Robbie's incident.
I just did not want any more problems, anxiety, turmoil, torture really is what it is. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it.
But is it fair to say that it's just as much psychological torture knowing that this individual is still outside your house when it could be handled by law enforcement?
I didn't think of it. I mean, I didn't think of it that way.
You didn't call law enforcement, but you did call your property manager,
Yes.
Craig.
Craig.
You did call Craig. A little while later, you remember what time you called Craig?
What time did Craig come out?
I don't know what time he came in. That's what I was asking you. Did you wait a couple hours and then call him, or did you call him right away?
I waited a few hours.
Okay.
And
So you
Craig,
called Craig after a couple hours, and then he contacted us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that your wishes that he contacted us, or did you just want to bring it to the property manager's attention?
well, I'd already called him and on the after hours phone and told him the next morning I wanted to meet with him.
You remember what you said to him on the actual voicemail?
Something about, I know I had mentioned, I said, you remember the neighbor next door? But, and when I called back, maybe an hour later, maybe so, and I said, he tried to rape me. He tried to rape me. And that's what happened. I didn't even know if Craig was even going to pick up that message that he did. So he came first. I still hadn't called 911. Craig came to my door and he said, my God, Yogi, come with me. And he called 911 right there. So I stayed in my apartment while he met with the officers, and then he called me over.
Is there any information from that night that you didn't provide to Deputy Touchdown?
The night of what?
Is there any information you didn't provide to Deputy Touchdown that might have been very important for that case
Anything you can remember now
that you forgot to mention?
about the attempted rape?
No more than what I've said.
So after the 22nd happens, Deputy Touchdown comes out and takes your initial report. And
Yeah, Craig called 911.
did Craig ever go looking? Did he ever try talking? What was?
No, we left it as it was. Craig is he'd already called corporate. And he said, something to the effect of, he hadn't hurt me or anything, or even what he did was wrong, and Craig recognized that, but just to let him, keep him posted.
When you contacted Craig about this incident of it, when attempted to rape you,
Yeah.
What was your ultimate, because you didn't contact law enforcement, you contacted Craig. Did you just want Craig to know about this? Why did you call Craig?
Just to know about it.
Okay. And what was your outcome, or what did you want out of that? Did you want Craig to have him removed from the property? Did you want Craig to, did you want somebody to talk to?
I wanted him to reprimand him.
And how so reprimand him?
Well, I'm sure he could have been evicted, or he would have been. But still, you're going back to he said, she said. That's the way I see it.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious because we're trying to figure out exactly what decisions, or when these decisions were made, what you were thinking at the same time. So, because these are all things that people are going to ask, and we have to have answers
I'm
for.
trying, yeah.
So, after the 22nd, the incident, whenever Deputy Touchstone came out and after it had been reported, between the 22nd and the 25th, had you seen at all during that time period?
Mm-mm. And actually, I wasn't sitting outside in the front or the back. I only sit outside in the back in the mornings.
Okay.
And I drink a cup of coffee. And in the evening, I would go out on the front. But no, I didn't go out.
Had they ever tried to attempt to make contact with you?
No.
Do you have a phone number?
No.
So you guys have never exchanged
No.
phone calls or text messages? So you hadn't seen him between the 22nd and the 25th. Now, obviously, you're stating that you weren't really looking for him either. I guess
I
in a
wasn't
sense.
watching for him because I didn't go outside.
On the 25th,
Mhm.
the night of the shooting occurred,
Mhm.
I want you to go ahead and just tell me the whole story from the beginning of the day
Okay.
through.
All right. I was on my front porch. So the tree had already was in the apartment, so I felt comfortable. I mean, I wasn't afraid of anything. But I was where my apartment sits, I can see the mailboxes. And it was getting almost 7-ish, and it was getting dusk. So I'm, squinting to make sure I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing with the porch light, his porch light, well, Craig's porch light. And I kept looking, just making sure, body feature, And then I realized it was him. And I thought, oh, God, no. So I went in and I closed my front door and I locked it. I called 911. I think I said, he's back. It wasn't really clear, I'm sure. But then his hand was like this, knocking on my door. Not like that, but this.
Which door?
My sliding glass door. But it's hard hitting. It's not like go like that. It's like hard.
Yes, ma'am.
And I thought, no, he couldn't be that stupid. But he had not been arrested, of course. So there he was. I didn't think twice. Did I have my weapon on the front porch? Covered, of course, out of sight? Yes, of course I did.
So you had it on the front porch?
Mm-hmm.
And
I didn't take it. No, I did take it in with me.
And where'd you place it when you brought it in?
Behind my back.
Behind your back?
Mm-hmm.
And what was it covered in?
I'm sorry.
What was it covered in?
Not really my blouse a little bit, but it's loose, like I had on the other night. So I just had my hand behind my back, not.
So you see him knocking, and you say he's slamming on the door. What happens then?
I'm still on the phone with 911. And it wouldn't stop. And I thought, no. I pulled the glass door back. I aimed the weapon at him. And I shot. And I meant to shoot. But I'll be damned if I don't take any more of that. You don't do that.
And what happened after you shot him?
I shot him again. You told me how many times I had shot him.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't know. Now, I don't think I could have lived with the fact that I killed him, I don't know. I mean, I never used my weapon. I have no idea how loud it was. I used it only on the gun range. And I remember the first time I shot it, I went, God, it's loud. And he fell backwards and he kept crawling away. And I just followed him. I don't know where I was shooting. This time it's really getting dark and I can't see. And can't even really drive at night. So I wasn't aiming. I'm sure I was aiming towards him that I could see him, yes.
but I didn't know where the bullets were going to. I know the stomach. And I thought, no, I will bring you down. But you can do this to me. You're not going to get away with it again. Nobody is going to get away with that. Nobody has the right to do that.
So, just so we can go back, and it's important that I have all these details. You were on your front porch on the 25th that night.
Yeah.
And you couldn't quite see, but you saw
Right.
over there by Craig's Light, which is going to be that community, the center community building.
I could see him.
And you're on the front porch, and you have the revolver, your revolver that you used to carry.
I kept it right on the little table, covered. Okay, I didn't have my hand on it, but I could get to it if I had to.
And that was because of the incident?
Yeah, because he wasn't in jail. He had not been apprehended yet.
So, you're on the front porch, you see him, and you go back inside.
I take my
Did you
weapon.
say anything to him? Yes.
I don't know if maybe I may have said F you. I don't know. I didn't care. I didn't have to say anything.
Well, it's important for us that we have a timeline because we can't have spaces. You know, we're trying to fill in all those blanks.
I may have said, "You bastard," and I was shocked.
I meant before you shot him, when you were on the front porch and you see him at the mailbox.
Yeah. But I got up immediately.
Did you talk to him at all when he was at the mailbox? Did
Yeah,
you say?
the mailbox. Yeah.
Okay. What did you exactly say?
Him getting his mail.
What did you say? Were there any words?
Oh, no.
No words were exchanged between you and
No. Because he didn't come in the front way. He came from the back way.
Okay. But you didn't say anything to him when he was out of
No.
Craig's
God, no.
building? Okay. So you went back inside and you had your revolver behind you, under your blouse, so it was hidden.
Yeah.
And then you see knocking on the back sliding glass
I
door.
heard him. Yeah,
You
he was
heard him.
loud.
And at which point you walk up there and you say to yourself, basically, this isn't going to happen again. And you open up the glass door and you presented the revolver and you said, not again. Started saying some bad, I guess maybe cursing. You probably don't remember all the words.
As soon as I got the glass door, I can get it open. Because I was going to pull that door open first. I wasn't stupid. I grabbed the glass door and I slung it back. And I was aiming.
And then you...
Shot him.
Had he entered the apartment at any time?
Yeah, when the assault.
No, I meant that night of the shooting.
No.
He was on your back porch banging on the door.
You know where the strip is outside of the door? I'm inside. He's right there at the strip. It was very close proximity. So, no, there was no time to say anything. I wasn't gonna listen. I didn't even want him to be there. He was not supposed to be there.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
We got 1 second, just be right back.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk to her for a second. Let me ask you this. I noticed, when we went in your apartment that night, that your ammo and stuff like that was on your coffee table. That your boxes of ammo.
Yeah.
When had you gotten your gun out and decided to load it?
After the attempted rape.
Okay, on the 22nd is when you got your gun out and decided to load it. Okay. Okay. And I'm assuming, some of us are, I guess the right word I'd like to use is cautious. Like me, I carry a gun everywhere. Part of my job, I carry a gun everywhere. It's not uncommon for me to, be at the store, wherever,
Right.
and have a gun. I'm guessing that's probably not you, though?
No.
Okay. So would you say that it was, let me ask you this, prior to the 22nd?
No.
Prior to the 22nd, had you ever sat on your front porch with a gun?
No.
Okay.
Never.
And so after the 22nd is when you began
Right.
to carry the gun.
Just only when I went out on the patio to drink either water or a beer. My close neighbors, they're coming in. We chat. It's just, I like my quiet time. It is quiet. And nobody bothers me. And I mean, your two friends, yes, that's okay. You look forward to seeing them
Right.
when you can.
Right.
But no, nobody knew there was a weapon laid on that table
Okay.
because I had a tablecloth, not tablecloth.
But you usually didn't keep it there
No,
before the attempted raid.
Never. No.
Okay. Was banging on your back door, and you opened the door, and you said, "Not again. I'm not going to be a victim again.
I said not again.
Not again." And you shot.
Yeah.
And I think you said that he fell down, and you shot again.
I think he went backwards, but I can't say for sure. I don't know. But all I know is he was on the ground. He was crawling. So.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Was it he standing there at the back door and you went bang, 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 bang? Or did you shoot him and he fall down and then he tried to get back up to maybe try and get you or to get away or anything like that? And you shot again? Or?
No, I just shot.
Okay.
I just shot.
So you shoot him, was it one time when he was right there at the back door? You shot him the one time and then he goes to the ground. And he starts to crawl?
Yeah.
And then you shot him again?
Yeah.
And then did he continue to crawl?
Yeah.
So you shot him again?
Right.
Okay. I'm just trying to get all of the facts. How, because when I was out there, we followed his droplets of blood from about your back porch out to the parking lot.
Was it?
His droplets of blood from your back porch to the parking lot. How far would you say that you followed him when he was crawling?
I followed him the whole time.
Okay, but did, your last shot that you fired, do you remember where that was at? Was that, from what I remember, there was a big oak tree, a pine tree between your apartment and his, and an AC unit?
Yeah.
And was it behind his,
He'd already crawled through the opening between the trees.
Okay.
I was just following.
Okay. And but what I'm trying to get at was, your last shot, was it in the parking lot? Or would it be behind his apartment, or did you shoot?
He was at the he hadn't gone out on the driveway yet, he was right there.
Okay. By where the privacy fence had blown over?
Yeah, he was going past that. And I don't know when I took the last shot. I know it couldn't have been there because I hadn't realized I was out.
When did you realize you were out? Do you remember where you were standing at behind whose apartment when you realized you were out?
Probably right there at the where he was laying.
Where he was laying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he was laying in the roadway in the parking lot.
No.
So it would have been before that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone out like that because I didn't have any more bullets. I didn't want to be anywhere close to him.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know there was blood.
Do you remember anybody else being outside?
That same evening?
Yeah, after shooting.
Yeah. I didn't know who it was. It was coming. I could see a figure. And it kept coming close. It was on my right hand side. And I'm glancing, what I could see. And I don't really want to pay attention to you with what I'm.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was one of my neighbors. It hazed my guts.
What does that neighbor hate your guts? Do you remember her name?
Brenda.
Do you remember what happened between y'all? Because
Before this? Before we
yes.
got into
We're
it?
going to kind of go way back, I guess, now.
She's gay. No big deal. Don't tell me you're a lesbian. 'Cause, yeah, my God, I know you are. Doesn't mean I'm going to judge you or not like you. So we were friends. I mean, Brenda's a very likable person. I have no problem with that. But don't touch me. Don't.
What did Brenda do to you?
We were working on her back porch building a table. I've been helping her. And I really think it was just meant as, maybe if you want to see a joke, I don't really think she meant me any harm. I really don't. I don't know. But anyway, I was bent over and I had, of course, a tank top on. I'm not concerned about my breast, you know. But we were working, and I mean, to me, it was sort of comical in a way, because we're standing right together, and I'm holding she's sawing, and it's like her elbow came up against my breast. I said, Brenda, knock it off. And then she did it again. I said, God damn it, Brenda. Sorry for the language. And I walked off. We were in the backyard. And so we weren't speaking anymore.
Did you tell anybody about this?
Yeah, and they told one damn neighbor. Excuse my language.
What's her name?
Brenda. I think.
Well, not Brenda.
Not Brenda. Mary.
And this is kind of where we have a lot of stuff we have to cover, okay? And the first things first that we need to cover about, okay, is we, obviously, part of our investigation, how we do things, is we go and interview just about every single person, because we don't know who saw what the circumstances were.
Okay.
So we've spoken to a tremendous amount of people over at the apartment complex, okay? First person incident we had heard about from a lot of your neighbors, I'm not going to specifically say who, was this incident occurred with you and Brenda, okay? And that I know there was a confrontation between you and Brenda, and I know it was witnessed by a lot of people. So it sounded like it was more than just a little bit of it was funny and we didn't talk.
It wasn't. I mean, after I realized she wasn't playing.
Because I spoke to numerous people out there who told me that you were going around spreading rumors.
I told one woman. One.
And then that woman confronted Brenda.
Yeah.
Because anytime there's an allegation now, it wasn't just about being elbowing in that. This person you're obviously close with, and you know it as Marilyn.
Yeah.
And Marilyn told me y'all are good friends. We're good friends before all this.
We were.
And here's the issues I have, okay? You gotta understand this, Yogi.
Go ahead.
Is that the situation you told me with Brenda is completely different than what you told Marilyn. Marilyn has no reason to lie to me. Okay, Marilyn seems like a wonderful woman. Okay, and she told me you said something completely different, that Brenda groped you. And then she approached you about it, and you were a lot more specific than putting your elbow in you. Do you felt like you maybe fabricated a bit?
No, the elbow was true. And then, as I was getting to, she did, like, just under here, cut my breast. Now, she did touch my breast. And that's where she made a mistake. It's one thing that I think you're kidding around, but she did touch my breast.
Let me ask you, Yogi, have you at any given point made any sexual advances or any type of innuendos or any conversation, anything of sexual context toward?
No. God, no.
Like I said, numerous, we talk to just about every person, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the issue and concerns we have here is that we have a man who's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We have a statement provided by you and a statement provided by him. Remember how you talked about he said and she said?
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunately where we sit at. But we have numerous witnesses indicating that you have had made advances.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I don't bullshit. You know, I'm not saying you're a bad person or anything. I just need to know the full truth and absolute.
Talent.
Listen, Yogi, it's not calm
I
down.
know I gotta calm down.
Listen, the reason we're in here is just to get all these little details put out, and I'd rather it be done now. That way I can take care of this case appropriately. You see what I'm saying? I can't do nothing about it if I don't have the full truth.
Okay.
At any given point, did you want to have relations with?
No.
Did you did you find it fun to be flirtatious with them?
No.
At any given point, and I'm going to get into some specifics, and it might make you feel uncomfortable, okay? At any given point, did you tell that you were still sexually active at your age?
Yeah.
And that you had a sex toy, specifically a pink vibrator?
No, I would have never seen it.
Have you told anybody that?
No.
Do you own a pink vibrator? I'm sorry.
Because one of my girlfriends went with me, and how stupid can you be? I guess what Yogi and I did.
But you haven't told anybody that in your apartment complex?
Oh, God, no. I would never said anything. I let Judy, and I said, Judy, keep your damn mouth shut.
Okay. Have you made any attempts to hug or kiss?
No, never.
Okay. Have you attempted to be, like I said, it's very important that we get all these details. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It's just important that I know the full truth, because I have to be able to build a narrative that makes sense. Because the actions that happen have to be justified. Do you understand what I'm saying? I have received numerous witness statements from many people, and I'm not going to get into specifics about who these individuals are because this is still an active case, that they were approached, had provided much information that you had been a little flirtatious with him, maybe liked him a little bit more. And this is all prior to this incident. It's okay if you were. It doesn't justify the action. Does that make sense?
I did not do that.
Have you been flirtatious with anybody else at the apartment complex?
No, never. I wouldn't do that. Okay.
Do you have any interest? Because obviously talking to witnesses there, they informed me about a pest control guy, you being flirtatious with him. And I spoke to him. And he told me that you had become a little bit more forthcoming. You were a little bit more sexual in context and had made advances. Is that true?
I had made what?
Just kind of flirtatious advances. More innuendo based. Is that? Yes. Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Did you at any given point have wanted any type of relations with Craig, your manager?
No.
You, at any point, had you spoken to Marilyn and informed her that, you kind of, I hate to use the word crush, that sounds so juvenile, that you had a crush on Craig and that you were cooking meals for him?
No.
Well, Craig told me that you were bringing meals over to him every single day. Is that true?
No, that is not true.
Okay, can you annotate or give me some details on why people would be saying all these things about you?
Within 6 months that I have moved there, I did not know until My next door neighbor, Mary, was here and was on my front porch. The one that probably started the rumor, which I didn't know that well, was Judy. They both have since moved out. And we're just standing there looking out, talking, you know, we got along. And Judy says, well, Yogi, you do know that everyone says you're having an affair with Craig. I went, what? I was hurt.
Well, here's the thing. Why would Marilyn bring this up? And I'm going to create her
Because I
name.
didn't tell Marilyn. I told her about the incident between me and Brenda.
And then you also told Marilyn about how she told me specifically exactly what you said, that you were going to go, you wanted to know how to do some recipes because you want to cook some meals. And
Yeah.
she said that you couldn't ever really get it quite right where it needed to be, so she would help you. And she even got to the point where she was making meals for you to give to Craig. And she said that you're very specific. Listen, it's gossip, it's rumors, that's how it works. But the problem I'm making, the issue here at hand, is that I have all these people telling me stuff that you're denying, but there's a consistency between them all, and I'd rather you just be forthcoming with me if that's the case, because this has no relation to the fact of somebody trying to take you forcibly.
All right.
Have you been flirtatious with anybody there?
No.
Have you, at any point, fabricated any type of incident between you and Brenda?
No.
Did she grope you?
Yes.
Okay. The night of the 25th, when you're sitting on your front porch and you see him,
And I went in.
and you went inside. Do you remember talking at any point? If I were to tell you there was a doorbell camera that has audio from the incident, would it refresh your memory that you said something when he was at the mailbox?
I didn't go to the mailbox.
Well, when he was out there, I should specify. You know, in the courtyard?
Yeah.
Did you say that I have a gift for you, or I have something for you? Do you remember saying that? I want you to recall in your memory.
I would have said that
You would have said it?
because my gun was on the front patio. I didn't think to bring it in.
And you would have said
To have kept him there, not that he was going to leave.
you were worried about him leaving.
Yeah, I didn't want him to leave.
Why didn't you want him to leave? It's
I
important we
didn't-
get all
Because I
the
felt
devils in
like
the
he
details.
was not going to leave. He was back to start again.
So you told him you had something for him.
Yeah, I did.
And what did he say to you?
Okay. He said, "We'll make it fast." It's okay. And I did.
And you made it fast.
Yeah, we made it fast.
Did you think you had something like maybe mail, a box for him or something in those terms?
Small gift. A small gift.
Just enough to hold him there?
Yeah.
You were trying to hold him there because he had a warrant. You wanted law enforcement to get there, right?
Yeah. And I thought when I called them, they would come right then.
Did you take actions into your own hands because you didn't want, because law enforcement told you they wouldn't be able to get there immediately?
No. No. I did. When I shot, I meant what I said. I know I couldn't, I don't know what I said to him, but it wasn't going to happen again.
And like I said, we're not saying you're a bad person, but we need to know all the details.
Okay.
Is there any particular reason why the day of the incident you provided a different statement to us today? Were you just nervous?
Yeah. I wasn't thinking clearly, but yeah, I do remember doing it.
Were you nervous about the fact that you gave us a different statement?
What did I say?
You told us that night about the rose bush that's got in the back, that you left your door unlocked, that came around, and by the point that you were inside the house, noticed that he had already started to open up the glass sliding door.
No.
You said he had already started to move the blinds. This is the exact statement you had provided to us.
That would be wrong.
So, Yogi, you understand we're in a peculiar position.
Discrepancy, yeah.
On the 24th, the day before the shooting, do you remember at any point where you tried to kiss at them towards around the area of the mailbox and then pushed you back? It's important that you recall, is to the best of your knowledge, if that happened. Because, again, when I told you about audio and video recordings, it's very important that at this point we get all the details out. Did you attempt to kiss?
No, I did not.
Can you specify on that situation? Because I know you probably remember that.
The day you was at the mailbox?
Yes. Which should have been the 24th, the day before the shooting.
After the first attack.
Yes, ma'am.
That can't be right.
Yogi, again.
Is that what happened?
That is what happened. If you can't recall it, you cannot recall it. But I want to get all the fine details out. I want everything laid out so
I remember I was at the mailbox one time. He came in from work and we had a confrontation. And he said, I heard that you said something about me. I said, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I told one friend, Sandy, on the very end. Just the shoulder.
Yogi, can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're a bad person by any means, and I've told you this a few times. I think you've been always cordial to us. You've been wonderful. You've been cooperative in the sense that you've come talk to us today. You want to come talk here to talk to us about this because you had some stuff you said you wanted, obviously you wanted to change your statements around and stuff like that.
And I wanted.
And I appreciate you coming down here on your own free
I
will.
wanted you to talk to me also.
I know you had called me a few times, and I'm sorry I didn't return them immediately. It is very important, just in our job, that we exonerate the innocent as much as it is to put away the guilty. We spend a tremendous more time sometimes trying to make sure innocent people don't go to jail or get in trouble.
Yeah.
On September 22nd, and I'm going to remind you that there's always things that people don't realize are out there, whether it's video, if it's audio. Did the incident actually occur? Did he attempt to rape you that night?
Yes, he did.
And I'm not calling you a liar. What I'm trying to say to you is I have a fear, as my profession, I've been doing this for a bit, I believe that, and I'll tell you, I'm going to show you all my cards. I believe that you wanted more from than what he was giving back to you. He had no interest in you. And it's okay. This type of thing happens. Let me just finish what I'm going to say and I'll let you respond to it. I'm not sure if you had noticed, but I've been showing a little extra attention to a lady named Vicky there. I know that you had walked outside of Vicky's residence. This was brought up by multiple witnesses in there. And you had seen with Vicky inside of her living room. This obviously upsets you because you paced back and forth multiple times. It's okay. Let me just finish and I'll let you respond. I believe that this incident blew up way more than it should have. I believe the reason why you didn't want to report this to law enforcement was because it didn't happen. I think you wanted there to be repercussions for. I think you wanted him out of the apartment complex because you were upset with him. And I can understand why you didn't want to report this because you know the turmoil would have been cross-checking facts and evidence.
All right.
Would you say that is a true and accurate statement?
No, it is not.
Then can you annotate what parts of it are incorrect?
I knew he had a date with Vicky. I only know Vicky from talking to her. I know that however it came back to me, he had gone to her apartment prior, whatever. He had met her, but Vicky had told Brenda, blah, blah, blah. Of course, everything you say spreads like wildfire. He had gone to Brenda's door, knocked or whatever, and made some kind of comment to her. He'd like to get to know her better. That was it. That was all I ever heard.
Well, I understand that, and that's my issue I'm having here, Yogi. And the issue is that I look at this more as a fatal attraction. Okay? I believe in these circumstances that did not do what you said happened on September 22nd.
Why would you say that?
I can tell you that medically, it is impossible for him to have any type of sexual intercourse. And there's documentation. Let me just allow me to speak with this. You informed nobody else about this sex toy, about any allegations. Why is it that all of coworkers had heard this statement, had heard about how you had been following him around, how you had been stalking outside prior to this, and he had no contact with any of his coworkers in the hospital? There was a correctional officer sitting on him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yogi, this is a time that we can fix the problem we have now. And before we dig that hole any deeper, again, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think you're a bad person. I think that Craig overstepped and kind of convinced you to contact law enforcement that when the only thing you wanted initially was for to leave.
He did leave.
Did the incidents on September 22nd actually occur? Or did you make the story up and it got blown out of proportion because Craig got involved?
Yeah.
Is there any statement on September 22nd that you would like to change now? And I want you to know, Yogi, that's important.
I know.
Because we're talking about, this, you have to understand,
I know.
we're at a point of an innocent man who's been in the event that he's innocent. He's injured in a hospital. He has life-debilitating injuries that he will never be the same again. And it is absolutely important that we know the full truth. Because if you were put in the same position, would you not want justice? Would you not want the truth? Would you not want everything to come forward?
Yes.
So, yeah, I want you to tell me the absolute truth about this.
The incident occurred.
Did it occur exactly as you described it to Deputy Touchstone and to us today?
Yeah.
Did you let him into your apartment on the 22nd?
Not that I recall. No, he had a thing. No. If I did, I don't remember doing that. I don't.
No, don't let me put thoughts into your head. I want you to think as hard as you can on your own. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Yogi, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't. And I want to be able to make sense of the situation. So help me understand what happened on the 22nd. This is the perfect opportunity for everything to be put out.
I'm trying to get it right.
I know. I call it tabula rasa. It's a clean slate.
Did I let him come in? Did I pull the screen back? It's possible I did. It is possible. It's very possible.
Did you have any type of feelings of affection?
Nothing. Nothing.
What would have been your reason for inviting, if You said it's possible. Why would you invite him into your home and then these allegations come forward?
I didn't know that's what he was going to do when he entered my door. How would I have known what he was going to do?
I understand that, Yogi. But again, understand how testimony and statement works.
All right.
Is why wasn't this told to us in the beginning?
I didn't remember it that way. I didn't remember when I told Detective Touchstone it was that way.
Yogi, let me ask you, and again, I cannot stress or harp enough when it comes to evidence.
Mm-hmm.
When you came in here on the 25th, Investigator Timo brought to my attention that you lacked any injury to your arms or your wrist.
Yeah.
Is, what, 250 pounds? He's a heavy man.
Yeah.
Him placing his weight onto you, and you even stated how frail your wrists are, how your extended age.
Mm-hmm. No, there's no bruises or anything left.
But do you understand how easy it is to bruise, especially when you're 7 years old? You had no signs of no injury.
No, I didn't.
Those would stay with you well over that time period. What I'm fearful is I don't want you to walk out this door today without telling me the absolute 100% truth about what happened on September 22nd, because I don't think you attempted to rape you that day. What if I told you it wasn't even there?
He was there.
What did you do on the 22nd then? Because it wasn't this incident. It was I'm telling you, based off of everything we have in this case, this incident, the way you're telling it, didn't happen.
What do you mean it didn't happen?
The way you're telling it. I need to know exactly on the 22nd. You said at first you were in the bathroom, you thought you heard the sliding glass door. Now you're telling me that there's a very good possibility you let.
It was in the bathroom. Did I think he was inside? Yes, I thought he was, but he wasn't. Now I remember putting it together. I can understand that. I never asked.
What do you mean you never asked?
The rest is not wrong. It's not wrong.
It's hard for us to be able to complete a 100% accurate timeline of the incidents that occurred when every time we ask something, there's something new that's brought up. There's something new that's added.
Mm-hmm.
And then you couple that with a lot of loopholes that are already inside of the initial reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Example, you not contacting law enforcement because of turmoil. I think I'm 100% correct in the situation. I believe that the reason you didn't want to report to law enforcement is because it didn't happen the way. Exactly the way you said it. I think that you just wanted to have suffer the consequences of what you stated happened to Craig, but you didn't want law enforcement contacted because you didn't want to have to go through all this. This is quite extensive. It's monotonous. There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of stress. And as you can imagine, that this just continues on and on and on. I don't want you to live with this burden, and I want you just to tell me the truth. That way I can make a true and accurate representation of what occurred on the 22nd and what led to the 25th.
I'm trying to put the pieces together.
I know, Yogi.
I had to have invited him in because I wasn't afraid of him. I wasn't concerned about that. I thought it was a friendly gesture and stop by, that was all. But I never meant for it to go the way it did.
Which way did it go, Yogi?
What? I'm not coming to deny. What happened? I'm not.
Then what way did it happen?
That it was attempted.
But you said you didn't intend for it to happen like it did. I need to know exactly, detail for detail, what happened. It has to be consistent.
I'm trying. We talked. It was just friendly. There was no touching involved initially. And he did put his arms around me. He said, kiss me. Or let me kiss you, one or the other. His arms were already around me. I know I'm not wrong about that.
Continue. So his arms were already around you, and he went to kiss you. What happened? Understand it's important, too, that we specify that if there was an attraction, that's okay. It's nothing wrong initially. Okay? It doesn't mean that has to lead to something else. But when he tried to kiss you, what happened?
I turned my head. Then I turned it back. He did kiss me, but it wasn't like like wanting to touch me, wanting to be with me. And I said no. Well, I'm clarifying things now.
I appreciate it. This is important to us.
Yes, it is. I understand that. I did not make it up. Parts I told you about the bed. I can't make it up. I did not make it up. I did not want to call 911 because I knew anything like this was going to lead me right here to where I am. His words in verse 9.
Let's go back just a little bit, Yogi. So he's got his arms around you and he kisses you.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
That's when I'm laying on the bed.
Okay. You laid on the bed? Or did he throw you on the bed?
Laid me back on the bed.
He laid you back on the bed. And what happened after that?
My two arms were held back. One hand. He put his mouth on mine. His other hand was free. He did not get my pants down.
Were his pants down?
I remember they weren't down when he came in. He brought them down inside. And I thought, you gotta be kidding me. That's what I thought. Couldn't say it.
Okay.
And the doorbell rang.
And then the doorbell rang? And we never found out who rang the doorbell, right?
Yeah,
we
I
don't
have
know.
no idea. And if I did, I would tell you. I don't know.
And I'm going to ask this, and just because, some things have changed here and there, but you're 100% sure you 100% remember the doorbell ringing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because that's why he got up.
And what did he say to you?
Nothing.
We just got up and left?
Of course.
I'm going to go grab something to drink. Do you want anything, or do you still have water?
I'm gonna go to the ladies' room.
Oh, absolutely. Can you give me 1 second? I'm going to get somebody to walk you out there because I'm checking when the ladies are. See, Yogi, before we take you there, it's why it's important we get the full story.
I'm glad you are. Because I won't deny there's got to be loopholes.
Oh, that's the thing. You got these big spaces. You got to fill them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it makes me look dumb whenever I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense to me. See what I'm saying? So let me get you somebody. You want to leave your purse here if that's okay?
Okay. No, I'll take it with me.
Or either or. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Do you mind leaving it here? We don't allow anything around the building. Unless you want to take your cell phone out.
No. Can I take my sanitary?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
That's not something to do.
No, you're absolutely good.
It's wipes.
If you want to sit here for 1 second, actually sit in this chair right here. And let me go get somebody real quick to walk you over there, okay? You want to come take a quick seat? We'll get your property. Like I said, we have... Yeah. If you don't mind, real quick, just go ahead and if you want to get your bag here. Because like I said, we got... What do you look for?
Where is my arm? I don't have. Sorry about that.
You do have... Oh, yeah, you do have your glasses on. Sorry. I didn't know. I thought you were asking me if you went out with glasses on. I was like, I don't remember if you were wearing them or not. We're finalized here. Like I said, I think we have enough of the statement and story to be able to plug in those empty spaces we have. Okay. And what I really appreciate you wanting to come down here to talk to us willfully. It was very important, and it shows a lot on your end that you wanted to kind of specify on some things as well. Do you mind raising your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm everything you told me today is the absolute and whole truth to the best of your knowledge?
Today is the yes.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I came forth. It wasn't. You guys should get out of rest.
Yes, ma'am. You can take a seat real quick because I have to go get out the car ready and stuff.
I had no interest in. I had been with a man for 20 years, which is a good man. Except he's a gambler, but
I understand that. And like I said, we hear a lot of stories, and there's a lot of stories with the cross references. There's another reason you're here. You know what I mean? But give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to get everything ready because it is getting a little bit later now. I mean, I don't want to hold you up. No, it's not your fault. I appreciate you coming down. So,
did I clear things up?
yes, ma'am. And like I said, we're gonna get you back home, and I'll keep you updated as things go. Okay? And I'm gonna be right back with you. So, with investigator team up. Just give me 1 moment, okay?
Thank you.
Yagaunda Buschbaum was found guilty of attempted second-degree murder with a firearm. She was sentenced to life in prison.